going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy, where we are heading over to our charms
Revelio.
class. After picking up this little...
Speaking of astronomy, I'm surprised you're not fixated on Venus. The amount of
Good
time
guy.
spent talking. If I had to pick a favorite professor,
Gonna be picking up as many as we can along the way. I think we only need 50 altogether to complete the Hogwarts challenge. And there's something close to 100 for Hogwarts.
Revelio.
The butterfly thing over there. Skip that for now. Do a proper run around for those types of challenges a bit later in the game.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me! I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply
then.
cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor.
Accio.
Show us how it's done. Excellent control there.
Do all three?
Splendid! Very good. Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Watch this. There we go.
Accio.
Excellent.
Here we go.
Didn't even let the teacher finish. Rude.
Phew. Quite impressive. Be sharp.
Thank you.
That is how it's done.
Is that so?
Accio.
A perfect score. Remarkable. Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Watch this. There we go.
Accio.
Splendid!
Let us see this. Yes! Brilliant! Be sharp. That is how it's done.
Accio.
Two perfect rounds. You're a natural.
How nice of you. Not particularly hard, but...
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
I'm not hunched down like that.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Glad you understand.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
How big is Wagadu?
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
What does Wagadu look like?
Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Is magic the same?
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
It's incredible.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Thank you for telling me about Wagadu.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well,
Some conversations.
you'd be
around.
using it on clothes.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that. Cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
So not a conversation. Hello.
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
Just gonna walk away as I do that. Okay.
A word, if you would.
Sure.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Will do.
Hello. How was your first day coming along?
It's going good.
Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
Kind of you to say.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Accio!
Now get those. It's quite nice.
Revelio!
Werewolves, where were you?
Chest over here. Try to get all the spells and abilities before we actually
was Albert Boot.
that can activate. Go searching for.
I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says
What's it
you're
called?
telling
I'm not
Most of
telling
the
lies, Peeves.
challenges.
It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Ooh,
too.
fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you
7.
can't give Peeves a smack. She says it's a boo, and he says it's a flat.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. Ugh, and you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boot and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Flack.
Someone was practicing with a broken wand.
Okay, so where are we going now? Let's go grab the next. Let's go grab the side quest. Where you at? Get wand handles when we don't even have our own wand yet. Who are we looking for? We're looking for Cressida. Cressida? Yeah, it's fast travel.
Made the mistake of leaving my potent homework in the common room.
Should be a couple of flying pages around here.
Accio!
Do you think anyone...
Cressida's up here.
I
Hello.
really have made a mess of things.
Is everything all right?
Oh, hello. Thank you for asking. I'm Cressida, by the way, and I'm afraid everything's not all right. I may be in a spot of trouble with the librarian. You see, I'm fond of creating my own charms. Thought I'd perfected my light as a feather charm to use on my library books. My arms get so tired carrying them around all day. But I must have confused the Latin word for feather with bird in my incantation, because when I opened my bag just now in the library, they literally took flight.
That's amazing.
That sounds brilliant, actually.
Thank you. Somehow I don't think the librarian will see it that way. I collect the books and remove the charm myself, except this isn't the first time one of my charms has threatened the peace of the library. Our meet told Madame Scribner they were my books flying around, so she said that if I caused her any more trouble, she'd write to my parents. Perhaps you could get them for me. There are only 5. She won't be suspicious of a new student looking around.
Sure. We're gonna skip the question.
I suppose I could help, if I have the time.
Oh, I'd very much appreciate it. One of the books is my diary. I'd rather it not fall into the wrong hands. If you could collect them and bring them to me, I can remove the charm.
Sounds good. You know, flying books shouldn't be
I'm
that
going
much
to have
of
to use Accio to get to those. Got it.
a rare thing
Only
in the
4
library.
more to go.
At the librarian.
Accio!
Delivering the books to the shelves on by hand.
Revelio!
Any more down here?
Accio! This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her.
Grab you. We got 2 more. Upstairs, probably on either end.
Revelio! Accio!
Too much light. Can't see the glow.
Revelio! Accio! Revelio! Accio! That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida.
Okay, one more Revelio.
Revelio!
See if there's any dings around. Doesn't seem to be. There is a chest back there. I'm guessing I'm gonna need a specific charm for that. Okay, let's head on back out. Might I suggest a ban on magic in the library? Someone has been sneaking into the restricted section, and Cressida Bloom seems to think the library is her own personal arena in which to practice her latest incantations. It is most disruptive. One might consider Peeves tame by comparison.
Revelio. Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you. I'll happily take the heavy lot off your hands now.
Sure. There you go.
Here you are.
Well, lesson learned. I certainly won't be practicing any charms in the library again anytime soon. Now, to work out where I went wrong. Perhaps I should start brushing up on my Latin. Thank goodness some people are trustworthy.
Black is without doubt.
Head back on over to the next Defense Against the Dark Arts class.
Revelio.
For you? No, not you. It's probably over there somewhere. I do remember where a couple of them are.
Professor Black.
From my last visit here. Those are.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Stupefy!
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
It's weird they still get him in that tutorial. It's still just spaces. Thought in hard mode it was supposed to give other buttons. Maybe not yet.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent.
Levioso!
Good. Well done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy.
Levioso.
Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Levioso!
Protego. Stupido.
Case things.
Levioso.
Good form.
I know.
Can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
A werewolf. I think it is. Ugly little thing.
Revelio. Accio.
Yeah, let's put this over this way. Don't like how I can't get rid of them. Oh well. Two of them for now. Let's see.
Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
That's so.
You dueled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Cressida.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
And can't remember your name.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
Usually how that works.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've had my share of wand combat.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Sounds intriguing.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Sure. That all? I no longer have quests. New quest available. Cross wand. Round 1. Anything else? Another new quest. Oh. On the map. Weasley after class or the duel. Let's go do the duel. Whilst I walk over there, we'll go ahead and end it here for the day. So, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day. We'll see you next time.